there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 fantasy series that I would like to finish by the end of 2022. But before we go ahead and get on into the video, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box below for links to all of my social media, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways from me. The first series is The Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gratton. This is a book that I was reading like all over summer, and I put it down because I was just struggling through it a little bit, and I am halfway through. I'm on page 354. And I do want to finish it. It is a King Lear retelling, and it follows 3 sisters, the daughter of King Lear, and he has gone kind of crazy, and he ends up banishing his favorite daughter and telling the older 2 sisters to divide his lands between them. And the 2 sisters don't like the younger sister because they've always known that she was his favorite, and they kind of collude to rule Innisleer together. But both of them are married, and their husbands are like really, really ambitious and don't want to co-rule. So there's like war pending. And then we follow along as the land of Innisleer has this like magic that has been quelled by King Lear, and we see the magic like trying to come back into the land. So it's an interesting premise, and like I said, I wasn't hating it by any shape of the imagination. I just started struggling towards the middle and just needed a break. But I do want to finish it, and then the sequel is Lady Hotspur. So it's only a duology as far as I know, so I can definitely knock out like the first book and then read Lady Hotspur. Definitely before the end of the year. I just need to get back in the mindset to read like such a flowery, slow-moving book. The next series I want to finish is The Books of Babel by Josiah Bancroft. I'm currently reading The Hod King, which is the 3rd book, and I'm about on page 100. I'm listening to this on audiobook, and then the only other book I need to read is The Fall of Babel, which is book 4. And compared to the first 2 books in this series, like these are big, big books, but I really like the audiobook. I think that the narrator does a really good job with it. But in this series, we're following a man named Thomas Sunland, and he took his wife to the Tower of Babel for their honeymoon, and she ended up going missing. And he spent the whole first book trying to figure out like what's going on in the Tower of Babel and trying to get his bearings and figure out where his wife could have possibly been kidnapped and taken to. As the series progresses, we learn way more about the tower, how its hierarchy, I guess, is structured, as well as some secrets as to who kind of rules over the tower, what the function of the tower is. And in this book, we actually do get more information about Maria and exactly what happened, and Senlin finds some things out about her. Yes, she's still alive, and then he's like questioning, you know, is it even worth continuing to try and save her based on what he learned? So there's a lot going on, and I'm really enjoying it, and I really do want to finish the whole series by the end of the year. Then we have the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I am currently on page 152 of Interview of the Vampire, and I'm absolutely loving it. I now know why this is one of my favorite books as a teenager. I was scared I wasn't going to like it upon reread, but I am just loving it. It does require like a good amount of attention. It's not a book that is quick to read because there's a lot of like philosophical ideas in here that really like make you stop and think and require you to stop and think in order to kind of comprehend the story. And I do have the next 2 books in this series in like mass market paperback, but spoiler, I just ordered the next 2 books, The Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned, in matching covers. It's the UK cover, so hopefully those should be here in about 2 weeks because I got them from Book Depository. But I do want this whole collection in matching because I do want to finish it and really, really kind of get the story as a whole as it's intended to be. But this is definitely a book that I'm glad I'm reading in the fall because it's definitely creepy and dark, and it just fits perfect with the season. Then we have the Founders Trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett, and I need to read Locklands. This is the last book in the trilogy, and this series is high magic and really high paced, but it follows a main character named Sansia, and Sansia was commissioned to steal this artifact of unimaginable power, and in this world there are these merchant houses that kind of control magic, and magic is really interesting in this world. Basically, there are these codes that you can scribe onto objects, and these objects can act in a certain way, change their reality, and this artifact will kind of change the way that the magic functions and what they know about it. So as Santia is stealing this artifact, she starts to learn all these secrets, and then people come after her and want her dead. So we're following like a heist story and a thief story, but we're also following like some really interesting parallels to our world and how we understand technology. And I just love this series for that. I think it's really well done and really intelligently written. So if you're someone that likes high magic, fast-paced books, definitely pick up the Founders Trilogy. And finally, we have the Rainbow Chronicles by Robin Hobb. This one I was kind of nervous to put on this list because I have 3 books I need to read and it's already September, but I do want to get all of my Robin Hobb Realm of the Elderling books read because I just want to tie up anything I need to know about her world. And I kind of have an idea of what happens in this series because I jumped ahead and I read the Fits in the Full trilogy, which does include spoilers for the Rainbow Chronicles, but I still want to read it. And I actually have already read Dragon Keeper, so I just need to read the next 3 books. But if you're not familiar with what this series is about, it's following 2 brand new characters, 2 girls in this world, and one of them lives in Bingtown and the other one lives in the Rain Wilds. And the character in the Rain Wilds is chosen to oversee the hatching of dragons, and all of these people are chosen to take care of these dragons and take them to the magical city where they will hatch and grow and essentially repopulate the earth with dragons. So considering that that is like a central idea and concept to Hobb's entire world, I just want to finish off this series to say that I've read it and kind of get a whole grasp of her world. I didn't love Dragon Keeper, which has kind of put me off for reading the next 3 books. I liked it, I didn't love it, so if anything, I will audiobook these. Alright, you guys, those are 5 fantasy series that I want to finish by the end of 2023. I think I can get to all of them. Let me know in the comments if there are any series that you still need to finish by the end of the year, and I will see y'all in another video soon. Goodbye!